Hey everyone, this is Krista. Thanks for joining me today. I'm sitting here looking at a bunch of holiday and Christmas cards that are starting to come in and thinking about all those families who are in new and ever-changing dynamics regarding how they arrange their family parenting time now that they're in a different family situation than they were in originally when they were married or co-parenting together in one home, for example. And so I thought today we would talk through what my top 10 thoughts are about how to handle the holidays. And I'll try to cover really first a navigation of the full calendar and how the holiday planning works and special event type planning works usually in parenting plans. Give you some thoughts on that, and then just give you some other thoughts just generally in terms of what I've seen in my cases, what I've seen best work in terms of putting children's needs first. So, first of all, I will tell you that try to be easy on yourselves, or if you're helping someone navigate this, help give them some grace because the holidays can be a very difficult time. Really, no matter what holiday you're talking about, but depending on what holidays are the most important to particular people, the holidays can be a heartbreaking time for everybody in the family, for grandparents, for parents, for the children themselves. And that's because we just have so much change going on. I suppose over time it gets a little bit easier as people get used to the new traditions and new ways of doing things, but particularly in the beginning, when you're used to having your children with you for all holidays, this can be a really, really difficult transition for you and for everyone. First thing I want to talk to you about, number one, is that you need to plan. Every parenting plan I've seen has some kind of, even the ones that are just basic with the courts that you would just fill out a quick form in your divorce situation and not go through a large negotiation process or process that's adversarial with attorneys necessarily, has a parenting plan in it that expresses what the holiday plan will be. And that has generally a list of main holidays. Sometimes it does not include all the holidays that you care about. So you certainly have the option of adding more holidays on or taking holidays off if they're not important to either of you. And it has a chart-like approach. And usually it's an alternating of holidays. So one parent will get one holiday one year and the next will get that same holiday the next. So for example, if one parent has, let's say, Memorial Day weekend one year, then the next year, excuse me, the other parent would have Memorial Day weekend. This can be true of all holidays or just some holidays. It depends on which ones are important. It also depends if you are far away from each other by location. So if you live in two different states, for example, it's more frequent that the parent who is not the primary parent might get every long weekend, for example. So if there's Memorial Day or Labor Day, or President's Day, whenever there's school out, we would sometimes often assign that basically to the non-residential parent or the parent who is not handling the school time with the child. It's also really good to, number 5, coordinate gift-giving plans. Now, most of the time you aren't gonna listen to me and you're not going to do this, but I virtually guarantee you that this is one of the best things you can do during the holidays to make sure that you are both affirming one another, and affirming each other's love for the other child. So I pause because I know that many, many parents can't do this, but it's so beautiful when you can. But it can help you avoid buying duplicate things. It can help you avoid having one person blow it out in terms of how much they spend. So one person's getting, I don't know, whatever the great new gaming device is, and the other's getting a pair of socks, and the other parent is trying to buy the child's love. I will tell you that that rarely works, and kids resent it, even if you're the one giving the most expensive gifts. The better thing to do, honestly, is to somehow try to coordinate, what the children want because they might tell you the same things, honestly, and if you're not communicating, you might both get them the same thing, which makes no sense at all. And really try to decide, "Hey, let's decide how much we're spending, what we're gonna get, and really navigate that together." Now, if any of you actually do this and take this advice, I want you to reach out to me because I bet you won't, because you're like, "I'm not gonna do this with this person, forget it. I'll take all your other advice, but not that." But I really do think that it would be a beautiful message to your children that they're first, and you could get other things separately, but maybe you do a big gift together even. I had one kid, I think she was getting a car actually, but I had one kid her parents had been divorced for a really long time, and she was in a really gross situation with her parents, just lots of conflict between them. And she actually, her parents ended up figuring out how to do a car together for her, which obviously is a much bigger thing than just a PlayStation or whatever. But she was so blown away that they gave her a gift together. And they basically said, um, we can't, or sorry, she said, I can't believe they got me a gift together. I don't remember any gift they've ever gotten me together. And she said that in just such a sad way. So if you could give a gift together every year, that'd be great. Just try to think about that. Again, put the goggles on of your child instead of your own. This is not a competition. We're trying to show the child love and affection, and that both of you love this child. Okay, 6, I would say help your kids shop. It is wonderful if you can get gifts for your ex from your children. And don't be a jerk about it. Like, let them buy something for them. Don't be like, oh, I would buy something better for dad if he paid me more child support. Do not ever say that to your children. That is not appropriate. Help your child make something for the other parents. Do something like that, like Mother's Day, Father's Day. I've seen beautiful situations where the co-parent gives that other parent flowers from the child, has flowers sent to the house for Mother's Day, for example, or sends a gift for Father's Day from the children. Can you imagine how affirming that is? It also just gives so much positivity to your co-parenting that it really allows for some beautiful possible co-parenting that is more gentle, and a co-parenting relationship that just is more amicable and flexible and gracious. And then lastly, and as always, I'm always saying that this is the most important thing, that you really do need to consider this from your children's perspective. This is about children first, your children first. Be attentive to any signs of sadness from them or their frustration or confusion. Talk to your co-parent about that. Be united as much as you can. And I will explain that there is this thing where children just feel like they're being shuttled around so much that it's just not about them. So try to find ways to make it about them, to make it within reason, flexible for what they want to do, and encourage the love and affection of the children to your other parent and to their grandparents and to all the people in their lives. It will just go so, so far. And just resist the tendency that we have to be negative about the other co-parent.